I don't know about you. Personally, for me, whenever we're not playing this, I'm thinking about where this case is going. Do you do that?
I do also think about what's going to happen next.
Okay.
Like before I go to bed, I think to myself,
I have a theory, and I can't tell if it's insane or genius, so you can be the judge. So, so we know, we know that the person who was actually murdered inside the police station is actually Goodman. But we've seen that there's someone with similar looking clothes, like same suit, same shoes, in the trunk of Edgeworth's car at the prosecutor's office. So it's really interesting that they're two similar looking people. Or at least how they dress. And what's also interesting is in the photographs that Angel Star took, not a single one shows the face. I think that's very important. But here's my theory. This game works on puns. Every name has either been a reference or a pun, right? And we've had this.
So you think there's going to be a Badman? Goodman
No,
and a Badman?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I think they're twins, and I think one of them is called Saul. And I don't think it's completely out of left field, because that is this whole game's thing. And if it is true, it is wild to me. I have never seen a Saul Goodman meme based around this case before. Because it seems like the ripest harvest, but I'm just not in the Phoenix Wright universe, so I guess if I had seen it, it would have glossed over. I don't know. I don't know if that's mental or not.
I'm certain Lana was trying to save.
Yes, 100%.
Him.
Yeah.
I'm certain of that, but I'm not sure why she'd take the fall for it.
Yes, I'm not sure
Why
either.
she'd take the fall? That's a different.
Yeah.
Thing
I guess. Well, let's find out. We're gonna discover things.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused.
Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? Well, the victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. Yes.
Yeah, Schrodinger's murder victim.
Yeah.
What's this in the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car.
Yeah, that is actually crucial information. And again, it's like the whole thing was like, oh, they died between 4 and 5:30. There's such a huge gap between time. It's so interesting. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least.
Alright, let's do it.
I'm glad she's in good spirits. I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this.
Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine ain't just for show. Hold me closer. Let's go. Science awaits us.
Hold me closer. Science awaits us.
February 23rd.
The thing is, some people might get annoyed at that joke. I personally would
I never will. So...
I will do it every 5 seconds. Every line should be sung to that.
Trust me, the amount of people who would like it would vastly outweigh.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, you know why? Because we're based. That's why.
It's true. It is accurate.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder.
I disagree.
I think we should worry about murder. I think that's a kind of, if there's a thing to worry about in the world, it should be murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares?
Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in the evidence room. No biggie, it's fine.
Yeah, but there'd be a missing persons, surely.
Yeah, there's not. This guy is not Bruce. This guy is Saul. I'm so certain. No, because it's a pun. It's so perfect. I refuse to believe it's not. Because this is pre-Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. It's totally in the game's wheelhouse to do that.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all, yeah.
It just seems so obvious. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
But like, the police, they wouldn't classify it as a murder. They have to find a body. Before they find a body, it's missing persons.
Right. But the thing is, they found the body. They found the body. The body was Bruce.
But, like, the thing is, we found the body.
No, we found a different body.
Yeah, like, the cases overlap in such a great way. It's difficult to know how.
It's like this is why I think like they're twins or brothers or something, because like this person is not Bruce Goodman. Bruce Goodman did die in the police department, but this person who looks, apart from the face, because we've not seen the face, looks basically identical in how they dress, but they had Bruce Goodman's ID. I do wonder if maybe they just picked up the wrong ID by mistake. They both had them and they picked up the wrong one. Like, I don't know, but that would
someone was
explain.
trying to be an imposter.
Yeah,
pretend
maybe
to be him, and they nicked his ID and they nicked his jacket.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
We will find out.
Right. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Remember that from last time?
Yes. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never.
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister.
That's not it at all.
Does she? Because the little blue bits are in his mind, right? Like, it's what he's thinking.
Oh, in brackets?
Yeah.
I think in brackets is...
that's how I always interpreted it, because you're not going to say the quiet part out loud. Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, I think she's a real
Visual
bitch.
novels,
Excuse me, what was that? Oh, no!
Yeah.
Like,
visual novels do that all the time. They have a thinking thing. They have a thinking dialogue and a speaking dialogue.
I don't know. But it's interesting that she can read that, or can hear that. So, I don't know.
Was she responding to that though?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Oh, okay. We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
That's why like Phoenix was also weirded out when she responded to him in the office, because he was thinking it. And they was just like, huh? What? Why did you respond? How did you respond?
He's not a person, he's just a conscious.
Okay, let's see if she responds to this. Big words for a high school student. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, wait. No, she doesn't say anything. Well, whether there's blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that grin for?
This situation calls for one thing, and that's for luminol testing fluid.
Okay.
They're really breaking out the big guns. Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? What do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
I'm testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses.
It's gonna be like the heavy rain, like a super 3D glasses. Like, whoa!
Yeah.
Huh, you had an extra pair of these things. Whoa.
Yeah. You had a busy day today!
Okay.
To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it.
Like the blow into the microphone like this.
Yeah. Press the A button to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains.
Okay, well I mean, presumably there was some around here, because that's where like the shoe was. Oh look, there's some blood. Alright, we can examine that, I guess. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a bloodstain? It looks like a silver alarm! Lee, I can feel my power going to full strength! Yahoo!
It's so...
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood.
You never cut yourself before? Like, how have you gone through life without ever, like, getting a scratch or anything? Like, or, like, tripping? Just... It doesn't matter how fit or you know, young or whatever you are, you will at some point trip over your own feet and smash into the ground. Like, it will happen. There is no avoiding it.
Yeah, even if you graze your knee, you're gonna see some...
Yeah. Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
Yeah, I can feel my power coming back to full strength.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's all about this scientifically? Well, I guess the amount of blood, wouldn't there be a lot more?
Yeah, you were stabbed, and it did go all over the coat and sort of everywhere, and all over the shoes. And...
Yeah. Because, like, the footprint was like a huge chunk of the shoe, right?
Yeah.
The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood in the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood. There'd have to have been more blood from this.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay?
Okay. Cool.
See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Okay. I feel like we should reimburse you because this is gonna save our ass, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Finds blood traces, spray to use. Good.
We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day.
Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
I guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious.
Huh.
I don't...
That might be Marshall.
Oh, okay.
That's you.
Oh, I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
It would poison it.
Would you like to try and eat it afterwards? I don't think you'd have a good time.
Mister!
Would you like to shit out for about 20 hours? Like, how long do you think it would last? Like, I'd say at least an hour, non-stop. It
What,
would be
the
awful.
shitting?
Yeah, both that and
Luminol?
throwing up. I think it would be pretty bad.
I can't speak for luminol, but if it were IPA, you'd just throw up. I think your body would just reject it at all costs because it's 98% alcohol.
Right, fair enough.
But that's IPA. I don't know what luminol is, so I can't.
Well, part of it is definitely alcohol because they made a joke about it, but
yeah.
But there's probably other stuff in there. You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just... That kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Okay. Well, let's talk to you, see what you've got to say. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry? You lied on the witness stand! That's unforgivable!
Is there, like, precedent for getting arrested?
Absolutely, if you lie in court, it's perjury, and you absolutely will get arrested, you'll get heavily fined, or you'll probably go to prison.
Right, so why is she here?
Yeah.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? I don't know. We'll find out.
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr?
Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the cough-up queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
I love the face as well.
Yeah.
It's so like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you were let go, fired?
Pink slip.
I felt that
You
I
no
found-
longer work for them.
I found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. And it's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. Yes, I know. I know it's
Ooh.
that. We know it's
Yes.
that. What is it? SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Yes, of course she does. My man, like... Please, we've been given so many clues apart from what it actually is. Like, everything is there. Okay, so... I wanna see why, like...
Sprayer.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, well done. Emma Sky.
Oh, that's cute. Someone used a marker to write their name on this. Emma Sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go.
Well, you never know where something might go down.
So what kind of world do you think we live in? Well, Phoenix, the UK right now is it's not a great place, so...
She's just a realist. She's a realist.
And you know what? Yeah. I think it would be quite helpful in the current position.
Yeah.
You know, I respect it. She's young. She's trying to make a name for herself. She's got the right attitude. I respect it. Right now, I want to spray. Not her, but I do want to spray. So I guess I just spray around. Ugh, evil. Is there anything on the ladder? No.
The drums?
I'll check the drum. I'm just tracking like everything. It's someone bleeding in the security office. Telephone? Oh, there is blood on the telephone. That makes sense. It won't be Goodman's. It'll be Lana. She cut her hand.
Yeah.
I don't love this zoom in. This blood must be from when Lana...
No, my sister isn't the murderer.
But she did call you, didn't she? And you did hear her bludgeon him to death with the phone, right? The time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged.
Hey, just whose side are you on?
This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. It just keeps getting worse. Well, I suppose it does, but it's not that bad. Nothing done here. Oh, I was gonna say, can I just hold it? I cannot. Alright. Alright, let's see. Is there anything else around here? Surprisingly, no. Yeah, there's such little blood. Can we, like, point inside the trunk? Of the, like, it would be really helpful to see what's in the boot. Because I feel like that would be important. But yeah, I think we've got everything we need right now. We might need to present something to her, but I think for now we'll just move on. Where would you like me to go first?
Well, we haven't been to the police department in ages, but it's what would be there? Oh, spray Badgie.
Yeah, alright.
The blue badger. Spray the blue badger. I think.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but wouldn't it be funny?
No, it might be. It might be.
Yeah.
It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
I suppose it makes sense. The detective did get killed here after all.
So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime?
I bet they won't let us in this time.
According to the pamphlet, we got at the front desk. Here it is.
She's like a kid in an amusement park.
Yeah. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
There's no way they are letting us in. There's zero chance of that. Like, all right, well let's spray Badgie. It would be really funny if like, oh, it looks like Gumshoe cut his hand crafting it.
Yeah.
Do you need to spray them in the eyes? Like, yeah. You never know. It might be necessary. I imagine if there was just something in, like a bush. Like, so can we?
Like a hidden weapon or something, or
Okay, so we can go to the criminal affairs department and the guard station. Okay, well let's go to guard station since it's new. Okay, I think I know whose room this is.
Who works here?
It's hard to say. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room? The scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way. Oh.
What's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight.
If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. Okay, like, sure. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I mean, I think we know.
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
Yeah, we all do.
It's Gumshoe. Right?
Yeah. He's got a big Texas sign. He's got
Texas. Look on the floor, a lasso.
Looks like it's set up to trap something.
Are you kidding me? Are you a trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed.
You sure have an active imagination. Marshall just comes by and is like, I was trying to catch a wild bull. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. The evidence room is beyond that door.
Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. We are definitely not getting any. Looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here.
There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here.
Yes, that would be handy. I have a suspicion that it will have conveniently stopped recording at the time of the murder, but we'll see.
Yipes! These sure are prickly. They must be the real deal.
I think just one big one would be sufficient.
These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually.
All green.
Green and, yeah.
How so?
Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her.
I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. Did she play the main character in Wicked at any point? Like...
I thought she sees them things from Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, cacti.
Yeah, 10,000 needles, yeah. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity.
Great. I like that Phoenix just has zero understanding of subtlety.
There's a security guard uniform hanging here.
It looks more like a costume for the uniform, honestly.
A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy, a paunchy, a pinchy? I know, a poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it.
It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being.
Why not just tell her? Why not just say, I'll let you know, it's a poncho.
Yeah, like, she's not going to be, like, weirded out by you telling her what it actually is.
This swinging door makes this place look like some kind of saloon.
But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way.
Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch!
I'd say it'd be more of a, yeah! Myself, but, So, these traps, how do they even work? Because, like...
Are they attached to the ceiling, or that doesn't make...
No, but, whenever you see it in a cartoon, they step inside the rope, and then magically it tightens up around them, but, like, there's nothing to, like... But just by standing inside it, there's nothing for it to tighten to. Like, how does it actually work?
How it's supposed to work is a weight. They trigger something, a weight falls, and but I can't see any of the other contraptions.
Yeah. Oh, I love if there's blood on the cactus. It's like accidentally put his whole hand on it. Oh, that actually is. Oh, is that relevant? It might be. Okay.
Wow, we got a reaction.
There's clearly blood around the spines here. Seems pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something. Planted a head right in these spines. That would really hurt.
Oh, you know who might have, like, clumsily hurt themselves on the cactus? Meekins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
And the door, it is Meekins, isn't it? Because the door, it's the door next to the evidence room. You went in, you ran out, got scared, tripped on something, went into the cactus. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think that might be more painful than being murdered.
No,
it depends.
I think you're slightly wrong, but okay. I mean, admittedly, I haven't been murdered before. I can't say. But I have touched a cactus before, and it's not great, but I think it would be worse being stabbed.
I have a question, and this is for you, and also for the comments, because I've got to know if this is a weird thing to discuss or not.
Okay.
My dad, right, he's not superstitious, he doesn't believe in ghosts, he doesn't do spirits, he's very matter-of-factly, right? However... he asked me a question. He said, if someone were slowly depleted of oxygen, say if someone died, really carefully, like not cut their head off. Are you following?
Yeah.
Okay, you've not cut their head off. You've just sort of reduced their oxygen. They've slowly gone to sleep, and then they've died. Right. Then he followed it up with, why can't you bring them back? Right? And
as in, like, if you give them, say, like, they were deprived of oxygen, you gave them more oxygen,
what's the threshold? Right? Because he's been watching this TV show, and it's like...
Right. In that scenario, I believe the lack of circulation is either going to cause a bunch of blood clots, that will just kill you pretty quickly, or it will, like, starve the brain, and the brain will just shut down. Stuff like that, I think, is how it would work. So scientifically speaking. No, I...
Yeah.
I would imagine...
Why can't the brain, like, say, because there's stories of, they were officially dead for 5 seconds, but then...
People have survived being dead for a couple of seconds. It's more like if it's... I think like 15 to 30 minutes is probably...
So can the brain switch back on? Is that possible? Is this feasible?
I have a direct example of yes, but it takes years. I know this is a very different scenario. I will explain myself. But my mum had a brain tumour, and to get rid of the tumour, they had to cut out literally 1/5 of her brain. It's just gone. Will never grow back. Brains don't work that way. It's just gone. She lost a bunch of memories, a bunch of info, a bunch of stuff. Her short-term memory was really bad. She couldn't really remember anything that happened in the last couple days, which is gone for not forever, but just it took a very long time to remember, or it wouldn't come back if it wasn't relevant. And that was, oh god, how old was I? That was like 14 years ago, I think. And she's still very much alive and kicking. She's doing good. She's had to relearn a bunch of stuff. Her short-term memory is pretty good now. Falters once or twice every now and again, but generally speaking, is pretty good, but she still had to learn a bunch of things. She had, like, behavioral issues in parentheses, like, in the respect that she got angry very quickly, like, just snapped out of nowhere, just because she couldn't control it. That skill she had was just gone. She had to relearn it. And
yeah, because there's a part of the brain that must micromanage those kinds of feelings.
Yeah,
Like, don't do that. That's irrational, and that kind of that. If that's altered or damaged, then there's nothing. There's no
nothing.
Reference.
Yeah, there's no way to bring it back. I presume, obviously, a very different scenario. But I would imagine it works similar-ish. Just because the brain's an incredible thing. The amount it can do, the amount, like, seeing my mum relearn everything, and the fact that, like, other parts of the brain which are usually not supposed to allocate this because it's supposed to go in the bit that she lost, like, it's just able to work around and rebuild new pathways, and it's very, very clever. But
it's neuroplasticity.
But it is
the brain can sort of become more like elastic.
Yeah.
Metaphorically
speaking. If you starve the brain just fails. And if it's too long, then it's never going to be able to.
Because my dad's argument was something. He said in his example. I know we've been on this for a while, but this is bugging me. This is bugging me because of all people, my dad brought this up. He's like the last person I'd imagine. He's like, the body, by all accounts, is health. But his argument was, what's gone? He was like, Joe, what's gone? And I'm like, I don't know how to answer that.
I would imagine
the body's there. The brain, yeah, but like, his argument was, there's something we can't see that's gone.
Well, it's also like, as I mentioned, like blood clots. Like you like, if something like your blood clots up, you get a stroke, you get a seizure, you get whatever. Like it fucks up your body really quickly. The same principle. Like if there's no oxygen flowing through, the blood doesn't flow properly. It will clot, and it will just be. It won't be like, oh, it's a tiny clot in, say, your leg or whatever that just goes all the way to your brain really quickly or whatever. It's, in fact, the entire body at once. Like, it would be a ridiculous amount that would just be impossible to recover from. Under, I presume, non-extreme circumstances.
If you could prevent, hypothetically speaking, if you could prevent blood clots, so you've got a person, right? You can prevent blood clots, right? It's the future, okay? You can prevent blood clots, right? You switch off oxygen, they slowly, peacefully, they're not in any agony, it's slowly, peacefully, over the course of 10, 20 minutes, they die, right? So in theory, could you just kill him, bring him back to life, kill him, bring him back to life? Like, dad's argument...
I think it's the brain would get too much damage. Oxygen depletion would fuck up the brain.
Would it, like, just start rotting? Like,
I don't know, but it would certainly not be good.
Right.
Like, it's the same. It's not actually cutting it out with a knife, but it's the same principle. You're cutting off all the what it needs to be able to function. Like it needs blood and oxygen and you to be very much alive. So without that, it just sort of stops working, and it'll, for lack of a better word, deplete all of its knowledge, I guess. It's scientifically, of course. I'm not a scientist, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but I'm basing this of what I know with my mum. And I think that's as close as I'm ever going to get as an example without actually going through with this experiment, which is very illegal. So... Shall we go somewhere else?
Yes, let's go somewhere else. We're just standing in this guy's office talking about brains.
Just got my hands like leaning against the cactus. So here's the thing about my mum, right?
And then some of the staff walks in and he's just like, what are you talking about? He's just like, answer this question for us. Okay, if someone died, could you bring them back to life? And they're like, I'm just here for the filing cabinet. It's like, yeah, but hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, I know you're really busy. The two people
$10,
murdered.
yeah.
Like your whole team has been just ripped in two. I get it. But put that aside for a second. What if? Hear me out.
Yeah.
So,
so
we haven't
weird,
been
my
here in a
dad-
while.
Like my dad, of all people, like he doesn't do spirits or the soul, but he was asking me this thing like what's gone? Something has gone. Like, Dad, I think you're having an existential crisis. Yeah, it was just weird coming from him. That was why I brought it up.